What if the reason a $30,000 car seems affordable has almost nothing to do with the price of the car, and everything to do with the way your brain reacts to a $499 monthly payment? This is one of the most interesting traps in financial psychology. When you see a high price all at once, your brain feels the weight of that decision. $30,000 seems like a lot of money. You think twice. Compare it with your savings. Imagine how long you had to work to earn that. Maybe you think about everything you could do with that money. There is a kind of mental resistance before the purchase. But then the price changes format. Instead of $30,000, you see only $499 per month. The product did not get cheaper, but it seems like it did. And that difference can completely change your financial behavior. Imagine walking into a dealership and finding a $38,000 car. You look at the price and immediately think, it's way too expensive. Then someone says, we can put you in this car for only $550 per month. Notice what happened? Your brain stopped comparing your financial life with $38,000 and started comparing it with $550. Now the question stops being, is this car really worth $38,000? And becomes, can I fit $550 into my budget? These two questions seem similar, but they can lead to completely different decisions. That is exactly why monthly payments can make expensive things seem cheap. And this does not happen only with cars. A $1,200 phone seems expensive, but $50 per month, maybe not so much. A $3,600 couch might make you hesitate, but $150 per month seems manageable. Computers, furniture, trips, electronics, subscriptions, financing, and buy now and pay later systems use different versions of the same principle, turning one big financial decision into several small decisions that are emotionally easier to accept. Your brain can then make a dangerous mistake, confusing, I can afford this payment with this is cheap. It is not the same thing. The payment does not eliminate the cost. It simply divides the feeling of the cost. Think about how different it would be to buy something using physical cash. Imagine placing $30, $100 bills on a counter. You would see the money going away. You would feel the loss at that moment. Now compare that with tapping a card on a machine and accepting a small charge that will show up every month. You get the product now, but you feel the cost little by little. This separation between immediate reward and future consequence is extremely powerful for the brain. The car arrives today. The phone arrives today. The couch arrives today. The feeling of novelty happens today. But the one who will keep paying for that decision for months or years is your future self. And a single payment can really seem small. The problem appears when it meets other payments. $550 for the car, $80 for the phone, $120 for the furniture, $40 for subscriptions, $75 for an installment purchase. Maybe none of them seems scary individually, but together, they start consuming your paycheck before you even decide what you would like to do with it. And here an even deeper consequence appears. You do not just lose money, you lose financial freedom. Imagine two people earning exactly $5,000 per month. The first has few fixed expenses. The second starts each month with $2,000 already committed to financing, payments, and subscriptions. Both have the same salary, but they do not have the same freedom. The first can direct money toward an emergency fund, investments, building wealth, or an unexpected opportunity. The second has already promised part of their future salary before even receiving it. Each new payment may seem small, but it also represents a small part of your future that is no longer available. This is a cost your brain can hardly see. You can see the new car, but you cannot see the investment you did not make. You can touch the new phone, but you cannot touch the compound interest that never had the opportunity to grow. You can sit on the new couch, but there is no notification showing the financial freedom that could have been built with that money. That is why your brain tends to value what is in front of you and underestimate what you silently lost. This is one of the reasons why someone can earn a good salary and still feel like there is never any money left over. The problem is not always one gigantic and irresponsible purchase. Sometimes it is in dozens of small financial obligations that seemed perfectly acceptable one at a time. there's a simple question that can completely change the way you look at a payment. Instead of asking only, "Can I afford this per month?" ask, "How much will this really cost me in total?" And then do something even more interesting. Imagine the total price leaving your account today. Notice your reaction. If $500 per month seems fine, but $30,000 makes you immediately question the purchase, that emotional difference is telling you something important about how your brain is interpreting the price. This does not mean that all financing is bad. There are situations where paying in installments or financing can make sense. The psychological problem begins when the payment becomes the only number used to decide whether something is affordable. Because when you start thinking only in monthly payments, almost anything can seem cheap. You just have to make the number in front of you small enough. And the more often this happens, the easier it becomes to accumulate small expenses that your brain practically stops noticing. If you have ever looked at a payment and thought, "It's actually not that expensive," leave a like on this video because understanding these small patterns of financial psychology can completely change the way you make decisions with money. And tell me in the comments, what purchase once seemed cheap to you until you found out how much you would pay in total? Your experience can help someone else notice a trap they had not noticed yet. Subscribe to the channel to keep understanding how the brain, behavior, financial habits, spending, and wealth building are connected, because there is an even quieter trap. After small expenses start to seem insignificant, you may be losing money every day without feeling like you are spending